Yeah, I had to make this video again because YouTube is such a piece of shit. It won't even, it doesn't even know how to operate or function right. Like I did a live stream earlier on this topic, and I went, it looked in like their like studio, and they were saying stuff was processed, and I'm like, wait a minute, this stuff's done. And then when I went to edit, and I removed the process, and it removed like the live stream and every other like anything attached to what I was doing. So the live just got deleted for no reason. I swear, it's like this the site is getting like completely retarded. And I understand why people are saying it's dying. It's a dying platform, but I'm not going to continue on about that. Um, this video is basically about like basically this Dead or Alive and Soul Calibur. Um, Basically trying to find out who had the better career. So let me start from the top because it's going to take a while for this to go through this right over here. Ooh, he's over here. All right. First game that started off, they dropped DOA 1, which honestly this game is like utter trash. um, like this, I know this is their first time out of the box and all, but it it had like I don't know, it's kind of some strange mechanics. They had like shit where you get knocked out of the ring and you would blow up and fly in the air, and it had these like jiggling titty mechanics with bad graphics, which did not go together. But back then, I guess kids were all over it. Okay, this is more than a mediocre game. So like, it didn't get too much light. Kind of got pushed out by some of the other fighting games at the time. So I mean, I don't have too much to say about it. You know, it's their first release. I mean, I like how the condition the case is in. You know, this is alright, but I mean, that's the first release for them, which is DOA 1. This the Namco dropped Soul Blade series, which this is a straight classic. No, it is very strong foundation of what laid down the game. You know, the initial sword on sword action before all the supers and stuff existed. Came out at a time it was like one of like the most popular just like swords game versus all the other fighters. You know, it's definitely on the top of the food chain. It's one of the better games in the series. So easily, this one just beats out DOA 1. So there, it goes on closer to the top of the list. Then they dropped DOA 2, which the game is legendary. Okay, move these out the way. This game is such a classic in its own right. It did everything it needed to do. It had like a good, decent laid out story. Um, Characters, the models look great even to this day. It just holds up really well. The music soundtrack was it was just above average. It was a stellar soundtrack. Um, Everything about it to be released on the Dreamcast at that time, it was just a good look. Like back in the day, you couldn't walk in the stores and just buy this game outright. Like I couldn't buy it outright, like because you walk in the stores, it would be sold out. You know, it'll be you just couldn't find the game at all. Um, and like Dreamcast had like a short life cycle, so that didn't help. So I mean, no, the game sold well, but I don't know. I don't think it sold like more than some of its other counterparts, but it definitely it laid a mark in the history. It's one of the best games, hands down, arguably. Then we got Soul Calibur, which is a follow-up from Soul Blade and is the straight classic. All right. Um, they you got the graphics got better, everything improved, the fighting, it got more interesting, and then more characters were added to the roster, and they were like the way that they had brought like new characters in, and they continued the storyline. They had like some changeovers to the some of the main characters. Like you'll be, instead of being Siegfried, you'll be Nightmare, and the soundtrack was pretty decent too. So this was basically, people argue that whether this is like top, you know, um, two game, which I don't, is clearly better than some of the other games that's been released. But it definitely it deserved to be high on the list. So it's hard to get these Dreamcast cases open. Yeah, 'cause they feel different versus the PS1 cases. Um, yeah, Soul Calibur. That's all you like need for like a fighting game that you want to play. That has all the stuff right there. Got to check the disc in this DOA. I think oh, there we go. Alright, had the registration. I think some of these games, they were coming in and they were supposed to be like in certain condition, but they came in better conditions than I thought. Alright, yeah, Soul Calibur 2. Like, this here is a straight classic. Alright, like, it's hands down like one of the best games in the franchise. Um, just everything they did with the game, like the roster, guest appearances. They had like these stages where they were like, you would just, they'd be like fire and ice, you just fall off the cliff. They had 8-on-8 battles. They had all these powerful characters and with like weapons, and they had like 3 or 4 different types of weapons each class where you could use, where it was just really broken and it was just fun to play. And fun tidbit about this game, Cloud was supposed to go to Soul Calibur 2. They were supposed to send him to Soul Calibur 2, but they fucking dumbass Square Enix, they dropped the ball and let the deal fall through the table because they were negotiating, but something didn't go through, and then they made an excuse. They said that Erguys, because we just released Cloud on Erguys, we can't release them now. It's too early. I'm like, that's like the dumbest excuse I ever heard. Like, if that would have fell through, you would have had Link, Spawn, and Cloud in the lineup. You know how iconic that would have been. They just, they had to be on some bullshit. Like you got like shitty Hihachi for the PS2, and nobody wanted to see him. So yeah, I don't know what they was on. They completely like dropped the bag on that one. Like they were all talking in the chat earlier, saying like Square Enix wants to be like Disney and shit, and so they just don't want to license characters. And I think it's real shitty. But the whole situation, it could have made the game could have been even bigger. Cloud could have got even more exposure. He's already big, but even back then they didn't know that the game was going to be that big probably. So yeah, but yeah, this is hands down easily like the best game in this franchise. It's not hard to tell, you know. So oh yeah, like for all the ones the games I'm bringing up, they have to not be alternative releases. Like stuff like like Dead or Alive Dimensions and Broken Destiny, Soul Calibur Legends, those don't count. Also, like the Extreme Beach Volleyballs, they don't count either. Even though I have one of them right here, well, right now. Um, all right, then DOA drops Dead or Alive 3. Then this is like easily the top game, well, arguably the top game in the franchise for them. It was a very strong follow up to 2. They made improvements. They got really strong looking character models. They look good to this day. Um, this game was on like the top 10 like list of my most favorite video games, and it just holds up really well. The characters were powerful. Felt like you had power when you was actually fighting with the characters. The boards was dope. The soundtrack was dope. Everything about it was just on point. And I haven't seen a game like that in a while. I could pop this in and just start playing it. Just you just having like a great time. So like this one is everyone knows that this is like the top game next to 2. So it's debatable between the two, but I personally think this is probably the best one. Um, so yeah, DOA 3. Oh yeah, also the original cover, the one with Jan Lee on the front, it actually has Jan Lee like feeling on Hitomi's ass. Okay, um, I didn't get that back then, but recently I just got it. So go look at the cover. You'll see what I'm talking about. Is there? Yeah. So oh yeah, and this is Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball. What I was talking about. Only on Xbox. Forgot they put those stamps there. Anybody who didn't say that this game wasn't fun, they're not being honest. This game is, it is definitely worth the pick up. And also, Dead or Alive Extreme 2. Um, just recently, I just had like my Xbox 360 just died a few days ago, and I put this in there to test it out, and it almost killed my game. It tried to kill Dead or Alive Extreme 2, also they tried to kill Tekken Tag Tournament 2. You know, you put the damn game in there, it'll break a red ring on you, and it'll try to destroy the disc. Or the disc will just get lodged in a piece of shit, and it'll get stuck in there forever. So you never want to do that, because those old shitty consoles, they'll just eat your disc, and just you'll be like pull out a game, you got a ring around it, or your shit just be lodged in that piece of garbage shit forever. So watch that. Don't do that. Yeah, sucks. I had to go get another one. Now we had Soul Calibur 3, which is basically a continuation of 2, and they took the same formula and they continued to do what they um, did. That's what makes this game good. Not better than 2 per se, but it's basically up there. And to be honest, this game doesn't get enough credit. I don't understand. It's a good game. It's above average. The characters were dope. They had Setsuka in it, which she's hot. They had some other female characters, more of a flesh storyline between Ivy and some of the other characters. And what they did with some of the I guess boss characters, like they were doing stuff like some of this you can't do anymore because it's you know not deemed suitable for kids. But it's the way that they delivered strong in this game. So this game, I don't know why people don't like it. So it definitely goes up there on the list for Soul Cal. Then we had Dead or Alive 4, which this is when it started to go downhill. Okay, now this is not a bad game, all right, all the way, but it's one of the more worst games in the franchise. Storyline was not rememberable. It was more like based on like Helena from DOA Tech, and I think the Alpha character was in here too that people didn't like. This is like kicked everybody's ass. Um, this game is not too memorable at all. It had like a meh storyline, a soundtrack. Um, but to be honest, like the girl sitting on the couch there, out of all of them, like Christy looks the most trash. Like I'm sorry, like they got Tina and Helena sitting there all elegant. Christy, she just looks trash. I'm sorry. Um, but anyway, it's I don't know. It's way towards the bottom of the list. It's not the one of the better games. But anyway, speaking of that, oh shit. Um, SoCal before, like I discussed this video before. I mean, I discussed this game on another video, and this game is not good. It's actually like a disappointment. Um, oh man, this I actually sadly played this game. I played the shit out of this game, and unfortunately, Final Fantasy VIII when I was in college, and I didn't have nothing else to do, I guess. And like the game, the storyline in the game is uninspiring. The gameplay sucked dick. Um, they took the Weapon Master mode out of the game. Um, the critical finishes were gay. They were like so horrible. It awful. It's like they was make you want to just like throw up on your drawers. I'm like this. What is this shit? Like this is not. This is horrible. All right, like I made a bunch of character creations and I'm like I stopped. Like what's the point of playing this? Like people online were not going to show up to play that bullshit. The delivery was sluggish and slow. I'm like this. I don't know what this shit is. This is not the Soul Calibur that I know. All right, it's not that great. All right. Um, outside of that, it did have a couple of good strong songs on the soundtrack. It did have some music that was decent here and there. But overall, this game is trash. I'm tired of roasting the game. But anyway, DOA 5. All right, this game is not memorable. All right, this is when Dead or Alive, they were getting their Street Fighter on. They were releasing like 2 or 3 different releases for one installment, which is bullshit. Like they had like the last round, and they had like Ultimate 5. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why don't you just release one game and be done with it? You know. Comparing this to 4, I believe this game is better than fucking 4. This is not really too much going on with it. You know, like this is this is another release in the series. You know, and then they started doing that add-on stuff. I kind of stopped paying attention at that point. And like, actually bought this game brand new. Uh, Played it, you know, it was entertained for a while, and I just placed it to the side. I'm like, I don't know, it's somewhere down the middle of the road where this game lies, you know. So, just another addition. Um, you got Soul Calibur 5, which this game has a lot of mixed reviews. Um, to be honest, I like this game. You know, I think the gameplay was dope. Maybe like aside from a few broken mechanics, you know, they had like really strong roster. Like most of the female characters there had Viola, which at the time I didn't know Viola was Amy, which is kind of funny. Um, Stages were dope. There was a lot of good stages. Characters were powerful. Um, Storyline like sucked dick. Which is another reason why I kind of got this game canned. It's like when you have like the main characters, their brothers and sister, and the brother and sister starts banging. That's not gonna go over too well. And then like during the end of the story, you could tell you could tell they were banging. Okay, so that alone didn't sit well too well with people. So but otherwise than that, I mean, I like Pure Omega. I mean, she handled well, but like she's just an annoying ass character. But anyway, it has some strong points as far as its gameplay, but I don't know where it sits with the crowd. But I'll go back and play it. Um, we got Dead or Alive 6. All right, people was talking shit about this game too. All right, they were saying like the character models didn't look as polished. I don't know what they're talking about. I looked at 5 and like those characters models look like shit. They look all choppy compared to 3 and I think 4 character models look better. 6 had a bunch of characters and like a lot of extra females. I think Mary Rose is trash. I don't know why people like that character, but they had Maya in there. Maya in there was like one of the best looking ones. She like she's like one of the final characters in there. Then they had like the fight. The fighting was pretty much the same as the last game, But people were complaining. They were saying the shit was broken. When I was playing it, I'm like, it seems pretty normal to me. So like this game is like in a strange place with people. You know, it's just like crazy. Like they fucking they like at least they kept like the details in the game. They didn't downgrade from M to T, but like things are getting worse. It brings me to another thing, like the way they're trying to kill off this franchise. They don't want DOA to exist. They want to nerf it. Like it's SJWs and feminists. They want to like ban the game because they want to put like bouncing titties in the game. Like, that's what it's known for. That's not nothing to like to pick on. Like that's not a legitimate reason for you to try to cancel a game. It's just as dumb as hell. It's just showing the game is getting worse. Like otherwise than that, yeah, the artwork's pretty, shitty. Like we're here, like you see Kasumi, she has like a, clean face. But over here, Kasumi's all beat up. So what are you thinking? Like, we just run out of creativity? What the fuck is that shit? Also, I don't like the cases. The Xbox One cases feel like shit compared to the older ones. It kind of makes you not want to collect them, but whatever. Um, Alright, you have Soul Calibur 6. And people were saying the same thing about this game. They were saying that like there's some broken shit going on, but they liked the storyline, over like the last game. So I don't know. The storyline is they basically just was rehashing shit. I mean, it didn't really appeal to me, but like some of the characters were dope. I like Nightmare's finish. Sophia's dope. I like her. Some other characters they had in there. The fighting was, I don't know. I can't say it's improvement from 5, but it was just there was just some usual Soul Calibur shit. I didn't see too many changes. Um, like the guest comparisons kind of sucked. They had to do it for The Witcher, but I guess people like him, so whatever. Um, I don't think they're gonna get any that good guest appearances from now on from what they could have done. Um, but anyway, like yeah, that's basically all the games. They these cases suck. We rearrange these right quick. Not including the main releases. I mean the alternative ones. I think they all kind of like the same, as far as their career. It's easy to everyone knows that 2 is like that's the best game. Everyone knows that DOA 3 is top. Um, Hands down, it's like the worst game in there. It's just no. um, yeah. Let me know what you think. Like, which one do you think is who had the better run? I personally think they're on the same level as far as them having a run. But oh yeah, I noticed something. With the guest appearances, they they've been lacking kind of in both games. -6 from DOA, but like it brings me back to the Soul Calibur thing. Like they just dropped the ball on 2, but like watch them do that dumb shit. Watch them put Tifa in Tekken. Okay, watch them do that dumb shit. And somewhere down the line, Tekken's gonna fall off. Like I don't care what people think. Tekken's fucking overrated. I mean, he got a strong following, but some of those games they aren't that good. Just over. I could talk all day about why the games because it's like overrated. But even though I played Tekken Tag Tournament too, it was fun, but that was a broken mess. But I digress. I don't want to stray off the topic too much. But that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about what game is franchise is better. Um, but yeah.